I'm SERGEI DRATCHEV in Cambridge, and today I'm doing probably the last install, the last mod on my Dodge Ram 1500. So I already have the Flowmaster muffler. I got the air raid air intake. Really love this one. This is much better than K&N. It's bigger, you know, and you know, adds performance, stuff like that. And what I'm doing today is installing this Jet performance chip for my truck. It looks like this, and I need to get to the ECM, and I watched some videos, and basically ECM over there with some cables, and I cannot get to it without taking out this little frame here. Because on a standard truck, you know, the air box it's smaller. Like this wall doesn't go as high, so I saw the video. The guy just gets his hand in there and disconnects the cables and unscrew it. I cannot do that. But first, I gotta disconnect the negative on the battery, and then yeah, get rid of that box, and we'll go from there. Shouldn't be too hard. Well, I had to take out the filter, and then I removed this little stick in here. See this one? It was sitting in there, and so I didn't have to remove my air box. And the instructions are all wrong. They're talking about 3 balls, you know, ½ an inch, where in fact it's, I mean, 4, like the manual said 4 bolts, ½ an inch, whereas in fact they're 3 and they're size 10 metric. So basically the same wrench that works with the battery, to disconnect the battery, the same wrench works with these. And then I'm lucky that I have this one, and yeah, 10 millimeter socket thing, so that's what I need. And this is the most sacred thing in this performance machine, right? And there were two big cables in there that you have to disconnect. So yeah, it's a bit, takes some time, you know, takes some finesse. This is definitely a 0 beer job, you know, like some jobs are 1 beer job, 2 beer job. This is 0 beer job. You won't be able to do it if you're tipsy. You see? Right? 1, 2, 3. That's it. So now I just gotta plug in one of these, plug in that one into one of these, and then the cable goes on top of that. And reinstall and test and reconnect the battery. And this is what the Jet chip looks like. You know, it feels pretty solid. It's not something like very cheap. And they say install in a brown. Like, which one is brown? I don't see anything brown, but the video said there's only one connector that this will fit, because they're, you know, they will not fit the other one. So let's see. And that's what it looks like installed. It just snaps on, and then you push this thing. It can move, so you can choose the position to line up these, so like these markers, they're over there. So now the trick is to install it, because now I have less space to work with, right? And then reconnect the 2 big cables. And somehow I managed to get the ECM in, those 3 bolts, see over there? Now I just have to hook up the cables. Well, of course, nothing goes as planned when you don't do it for a living. But actually, you know, people that do it for a living, I think sometimes, you know, quite often actually, they screw up more, right? So what happened is that I installed the right connector, no problem, and that red safety thing snapped in. But on the left one, because now it's much tighter, that's where this module sits, that red handle doesn't want to go down, because I broke this little piece, like this stop here, like a stopper, you know, where it's snaps shut. On this one it broke, but it looks like it's in place, it's not moving, so I'm just gonna go and get a little cable tie and use that. Like, what's the difference? It's just like a 10-cent plastic part. Now all I gotta do is reinstall my filter, reconnect the battery, and hope that everything works. And before someone says something about warranty, you don't do this. If you want warranty, if you're worried about warranty, you keep your vehicle. You keep your vehicle stock. You don't modify. You don't want horsepower. You don't want torque. So you buy a truck or a car. Like a friend of mine bought a car. He had it for 4 years, and he still has steel rims on the plastic covers. And I never understand that, you know. Aluminum rims is the way to go, especially, you know, we're in Canada here, and the steel rims, they look awful after a couple of winters, and it's just so cheap, you know. I think aluminum wheels nowadays are so affordable. They're lighter, they're better looking, they don't rust. I put them on all my vehicles, even the transport truck, transport trailer. So but just some people, you know, they don't understand this mods. And that's okay, right? So everybody has his own or her own preferences, right? But just, I don't understand why people that don't like modifying their vehicles, why do they bother watching these vids? Like where I put the title in the subject line, specifically telling that this is about, let's say in this case, ECM mod on a 2014 Dodge Ram. Like, if you don't like modifying your vehicle, why do you bother? Why do you waste time watching this, right? Because you're never gonna do it. All you do is just leave some negative comments here, you know? Okay, so the filter's in. Looks good. Still clean. I cleaned it up after winter. Now I have to reinstall this one. And I know the oil thing is on the other side. What the heck is this one? Transmission. Transmission. Okay. I didn't even know I have a transmission. Just kidding. Alright, now we just have to line it up there like a spare. Okay. See, this was right in the way when you play with that ECM. Okay, the last thing to do is reconnect the battery, and we're ready to rock and roll. See, I put this piece of thing in here because it keeps going down, and you don't want this thing to touch the contact when you're working on something as sensitive as the ECM. All right. And after I did this, I guess I'll just go and get the cable and tie down that safety thing on the left connector. So Jet Performance products. Because that's a very important test to make sure that the sound is coming out of both exhaust pipes, right?